Hello and welcome back to the Studs Up podcast. If this is the first time you've ever tuned into this podcast, by the way, it's just a couple of Australians. I'm Garfield. This is my co-host Simon Says, talking about one of our favourite things in the world, the English Premier League. And on this podcast, we're going to do a preview of Round 7. It's going to be great. By the way, if you want to visit us, you can always go to our Facebook page. It's just Studs Up. Type it in. You can leave some comments. You can tell us we're idiots after we tip this round if you want to, because let's face it, we're probably going to get a bunch of them wrong. Or you can always visit our website. It's studsup-football.com. So without any further ado, Simon Says, let's get into the round that's coming up.
Let's do it.
The Studs Up podcast.
Well, where do you want to start this round? I mean, should we start at match of the round or...
Well, yeah, I mean, what do you think the match of the round is this week?
I think it's pretty clear. Tottenham City.
Okay. Yeah, that is
I think
it.
Tottenham City. That's the match of the round. I think this is City's first true test since United.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, that wasn't a stern test as I thought it would be.
Wow.
Which is disappointing for United. Great for a Liverpool fan.
I think Tottenham's going to have a better chance against them, though, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, we're getting an early look in now to see if our prophecy was correct.
Yeah.
I genuinely felt that if there was going to be a club or two clubs, as the case is now,
that would trouble City.
That could trouble City would be Liverpool.
That could knock them off their perch at the moment. If
that,
just
that pressing
bend them
game,
off those rails just a little bit.
That pressing match, that they play.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this
played
match.
right into City's hands. We need to see a team that presses high, that puts, particularly John Stones, puts John Stones under pressure and actually tries to... definitely bravo. And tries to drive through the centre of that team. I cannot actually wait to see how Pep plays it.
Yeah.
I'm so fascinated. Is he going to invert the fullbacks? What's he going to do to try and... Is he going to pack the middle to try and stop the running game of Tottenham? I don't know.
I believe in Guardiola, though. Having said that, I think that Liverpool and Tottenham are the two teams that could possibly do City over. I also think that Guardiola is the manager who could negate those effects.
And he does it still in such a proactive way. He does it while still... playing to his own team's strengths. He never takes away from his own team to negate another team.
Yeah,
he just brings in a new system that no one's ever kind of thought to play against the team he's about to come up against, which is still very proactive, which makes him a fascinating manager. What do you think? Who are you going to tip in this one?
This is so hard. I don't want to tip.
It is so hard. Is Harry Kane back? I don't think he is.
That was my question to you. I don't think Harry Kane's back.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think?
Having said that, I think that Tottenham don't necessarily miss Kane. They miss him because he's obviously talismanic.
Yeah, because he was last season's Golden Boot.
Of course. But I think that, for example, I think the team is so well set up that kind of like Liverpool, you can rotate.
Well, Son coming in and Janssen coming in has been a revelation for them.
We spoke. If you didn't listen to the last podcast, have a listen. But I think that little group there that's formed
with Eriksen,
that little trio is...
And Dembele, he didn't play the last game, but he'll be back.
Dembele in that side, I think, will be a really important member of the team for this City match in particular. My only thing is here that City's got Aguero back,
They won't have
Sterling
De Bruyne
on fire.
Yeah.
De Bruyne's not there. And I actually think this is going to be a really big test for them because I think he's such an integral member of the team against someone like a Tottenham.
Who plays really between the lines. And
who's going to trouble that really solid defensive partnership? Because again, Tottenham have a bulletproof defense.
I would actually say, by the way, I could have seen Pochettino playing Wanyama and actually having him man mark, and I mean follow De Bruyne around the pitch wherever De Bruyne went.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
Try to man mark him, completely negate him.
What do you think he's going to do that to Sterling or Silva?
No, because Sterling plays too wide.
That's why maybe Silva.
Silva is...
Because if he cuts off Silva, they cut off Silva, which I think either Dembele or Wanyama will try, I can feel like you've won half the battle.
Yeah, but they've got Gundogan in there now.
Yeah, Gundogan's good, but he's a little bit more... receded. You've seen him come forward because they're so damn good at the moment.
Yeah, but he's an exceptional deep-lying midfielder.
He is.
He's exceptional.
His distribution is phenomenal.
He's unbelievable.
Absolutely. Look, I'm going to tip...
at White Hart Lane.
I'm going to tip a draw.
Wow, what do you think the score? What do you think?
I think it's going to be 1-1.
Oh, man. You know what? You're killing me. That was exactly what I was going to pick. And I absolutely hate picking City.
I know that, but I'm not picking either one for any reason other than I think that's genuinely what could happen. But I've proven after my last week where I picked
you were terrible.
Nothing. No,
you were
I picked
terrible.
Like 4 of the round. That was it.
Yeah. Do you remember our bet from last week, by the way?
What was that bet?
Dinner is on you, sir.
Oh, it is too.
Yes.
God, I'm so bad at this.
Very much. Look, I have to go with my head. My head says 2-1 to City.
So did mine, but I actually think that because of that, I went for 1-1. No joke.
Oh, because you know you're an idiot.
Because I know I'm an idiot.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I'm in big trouble this round if you've realised. Yeah.
Do you remember opposite George?
Tea was nice.
That's right.
I'll have a tuna on rye.
Yeah. That's right. I genuinely feel like if I was gonna go with City, I think City's bubble can't go forever. And I think if there was I've got to trust my instinct.
Yeah, and I'm with you on this.
Tottenham
I agree.
Can burst the bubble.
Yeah, I think if there's
Not
any
fully.
club in this moment that can do it, it's them. It's you guys.
If they were full
It's
strength,
maybe Crystal Palace.
Yeah, someone bizarre.
Yeah.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point. Or an Arsenal. You know, but I even think there's a good chance Arsenal could get
I think
spanked
Arsenal
5-1
might
or
just
something.
get absolutely tonked, but
Very
we'll
possibly.
Anyway, so that game we've tipped there. We're in a disagreement, but that's okay. Let's go to my other actual favourite game of this round, by the way, which is Everton at home to Crystal Palace.
Oh, yes.
I actually love the look of this game.
P.S. in Australia, that is a 5 a.m. match.
Oh, yeah. That is not... Yeah.
Thanks very much. Time difference.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I love the look of these two sides coming up against each other. We've spoken before about Koeman's probably the best of the rest of the managers in the Premier League. He's got a couple of problems, though, in that if his squad isn't fully fit...
Yeah, he starts
They
to look
look
very
vulnerable.
culpable. And now Palace have just proven to the league that...
On their day, they beat anyone.
They beat anybody, and from behind, away from home, it almost doesn't matter. They're not going to be flat track bullies necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
would
this is a really stern test of Pardew.
I would be really worried, by the way, if Oswald does start at left back.
Oh yeah, he's going
and
to
you've got
minced.
Andros Townsend and Wilfred Zaha
If they
running
switch it all,
I mean, please,
it's eaten. He'll get eaten. I mean,
gonna
they've
be
still got,
trouble.
Everton obviously have Coleman, who is possibly the best right back in the league.
I was thinking about that. I know that we brought this up on another podcast.
Yeah.
There's only one other right back who I think could take him. I'm not necessarily saying no. I'm not saying he's there yet.
It's Klein.
Bellerin.
It's Klein.
Bellerin.
It's Klein.
Bellerin.
It's Klein.
You can keep saying it, but I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah,
It's
same with you and Bellerin. You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't rate Bellerin?
I do rate Bellerin a lot. Less than Klein.
You
can take your absolutism and cram it.
That's just stupid.
Klein is great.
But okay.
Klein is great.
Anyway. Okay, we'll leave that point there. Who do you think is going to win? Everton?
You can put Rooney
Crystal
at right
Palace?
back. How about that?
Yeah, no, I'd still prefer him on the bench, but
Well, yes!
that's fine. Who do you think? Everton, Crystal Palace? What's your tip? Come
How about you? What's your tip?
I'm going 1-1.
Oh, you're going 1-1.
I'm going 1-1. You wanted to go 1-1, didn't you?
I did, but
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to change
but you did
my
it to
vote.
me last time, so I had to
I'm going to
switcheroo.
change my vote.
Yep.
I'm actually going to say something controversial. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
I'm going to say Palace 2-1.
See, that was... Okay, I did the opposite, George.
Oh, did
I thought, I think Palace is going to kind of do them here at Goodison. And then I thought, no, I'll stick with the 1-1. Oh, dear. Okay, well, we're both idiots. But at least we know something's got to come of this. Either that or it'll be double opposite.
Oh,
and Tottenham will win and Everton will win and we'll both look like numpties.
We should leave.
Yeah, we're done if
All
that
right,
happens.
who's next?
Okay, let's get a Swansea versus your mob, Liverpool.
Yes. Look, I'm a little concerned about this one because I think Swansea had a pretty good match against City. I think Liverpool's going to have to play well, and we can play well.
I think they did improve, but I don't know if they've
not
got
good
enough
not to do
yet.
Liverpool.
Not yet. I mean, it's interesting. There's so much speculation around Swansea's manager.
That doesn't help.
And they definitely played for him last week against City. I
They
thought it
played
was
for him hard.
They really did
Which was
do
nice
quite
to
well.
see.
Yeah, it was good. And in Leroy Fer, they've got a game winner on his day. In Llorente, they have a player who's slowly finding his feet in the Premier
But
League.
I think defensively they look weak. And you do not want to look defensively weak against...
And as I've said before...
quite possibly the second most potent attacking force in the league.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't sell your captain and your best defender and not replace him and just go, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Yeah.
I can't see them taking anything from that game. I'm going to go 2-0 for Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go 3-1 for Liverpool.
Okay. Yeah, you do like giving them the whole, I'll give them a goal, but
No,
then we'll just
because it's
outscore
Liverpool.
you. I know.
It's
I
Liverpool.
get it.
We concede. We're not going to get the clean sheet
No,
ever.
I get it.
I'm actually going to make a prediction. I think Liverpool could be one of the first teams in history to go a full season without a clean sheet.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be a phenomenally strange achievement.
Yeah. But it seems wholly Liverpool. And I don't mind that.
Did Aston Villa go last season with any clean sheets?
I thought they had a couple of 0-0 draws.
They might have. They might have.
I just can't see Liverpool doing that.
Well, if they got a 0-0 in there, it must be the most bombastic 0-0 I've ever seen in my life.
Quite possibly.
It could be amazing.
I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with that prediction.
No, that's a good prediction. All right, let's move on. Watford versus Bournemouth. I really like the look of this game on paper.
But I'm confused by this game because...
So am I.
Because Watford just proved to me last week that not as good as I thought. Okay, maybe that's harsh.
That is harsh.
What they proved to me is that they still are yet to find the consistency that's required to start.
And they do have a new manager.
Yeah, that's right.
They are still trying to find their way.
But they've got some good players who are in form. Ingalo, Deeney, Capu. I mean, it's a decent side.
It is. It's pretty good on paper.
And their keeper, Gomez.
Yeah. And to think he used to be so terrible at Tottenham.
He was.
So bad.
He's still not amazing. He still can run hot and cold.
He is.
But he can run hot.
Yeah. He can drop clangers, but when he's on his day, he
can run really hot. So, I mean, Jesus.
Bournemouth away from home as well. They're a different prospect.
Different prospect.
Yeah.
I think I like the Cherries when they're at home, but I think I'm going to go for Watford at Vicarage Road.
Okay, what do you think?
I think Bournemouth struggles to score, so I could see this being a 2-0 to Watford.
Okay, 2-0 to Watford. I'm going 1-0 to Watford. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think overall, well, Watford have kind of got to bounce back in this game, where everyone's going to go, oh, really?
Come on,
that
guys.
was it?
Yeah, like you seriously just you popped once.
Yeah,
it's like you got your one chance with the really hot girl, and it didn't last as long as you wanted it to. You know,
and now when you rebound, it's standard. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they need to put a bit of Viagra back into this season, if you will.
Yeah, turbocharge it.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, this is the hardest game for me to call in this entire round. Sunderland versus West Bromwich Albion.
Why? Because you hate Sunderland?
No, because I want to tip Sunderland to win. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it.
See, it's actually the opposite, listeners. He hates them, so he can't bring himself to tip them.
I do not hate them. I think it's another one of those, if you can't get at least a point out of this, Sunderland... just bad news for you this season. What do you think?
I'd like you to tip it.
Are you? Well,
no, I'd like you to tip it because I don't want you riding my coattails on a game where you hate Sunderland.
Please
prove to me you don't. Prove to me you don't.
No way, I'm not that stupid.
Would fall for it.
Look, I think WBA are going to fall back into the pattern of sitting deep because they're away from home. I don't think Pulis is going to let them off the leash. I could see a Jermaine Defoe scrappy goal winning this one 1-0. Or I could see them playing out a 1-1 draw, which is exactly what I'm going to pick, because I want Sunderland to do at least something at home. I don't want
to agree with you, but I think it's a 1-1 draw for me too.
Oh, following my coattails.
Because I have my reasons.
Yeah.
I just think that West Brom's going to be this side that has some really sparkling victories at home, but does struggle a little bit to keep their mojo running the same way on the road.
Yeah, I agree. They're a very good defensive unit. Mind you, they do start with about 7 central defenders in the team, but even still...
Which is okay. Got no problem with it. I don't like the way Pulis plays that sort of game, but sometimes on the road you got to do that.
No, I get it. But I mean, but if you're going to beat anyone on the road at the moment, this season at the moment, it's either West Ham or it's going to be Sunderland.
Yeah, and Chadley's not going to do this for, he's not going to score these spanking goals for you every single week.
Of
He's
course
going to be a good driver, and I think he'll give them industry, so that's why I'm with you on 1-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think 1-1 is a pretty good indication of how that game's going to go. All right, let's move on. Hull versus Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're
also, another defender light.
Also, they need a win.
Yeah, they're another defender light because, that was a straight red, so he'll be banned for 3 matches.
Yep.
So, that's pretty easy to call. Chelsea need the win.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean...
They've just had some really tough matches. I mean... To be fair to Chelsea, no one wants to face Liverpool and then Arsenal back-to-back.
No, that's a tough run.
No one wants that.
Yeah.
And I just think at the end of that run, they're going to exhale a little bit, and they're going to exhale all over Hull in what's going to be an orgy of goal scoring, I think.
I mean, Diego Costa in that game...
Oh, yeah, he'll just own them.
It's going to...
No, they're going to get hurt.
I'm actually sad. I'm a bit sad thinking about it because he could just come in and go, nah, and spank 3 past them alone.
Easy.
You know?
You could definitely see a hat-trick from that idiot.
Yeah, you really could.
And I don't like him.
The Prince of Bastards to Terry's King.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? I'm going with 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going 4-0.
Whoa. Poor Hull. I feel bad for Hull. I really do.
Just because I know this season, every time I've picked big high-scoring matches. I used to think that 3-0 was a high-scoring match, but I've realised this season that these guys are getting 4 and 5.
Yeah, it could go anywhere.
That's why.
Okay, so another kind of tough one to call at the moment: West Ham versus Middlesbrough. What are you thinking?
I'm going to do it again.
Okay, are you going opposite George?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. As in, I'm.
You throwing it
I've
back
been
on
wrong
me?
every week. No. I've been wrong every week with these guys, but I'm picking West Ham.
Really?
For the win.
Okay. Why? Like, what do you base it around?
I base it around the gambler's logic that it has to go right. It's been.
I'm doubling
black.
down.
It's been black 6 times in a row.
It's gotta be red.
Due a red.
Yeah.
The idiotic logic that makes no sense. It's statistically incorrect. But I genuinely think that a team that's as good as West Ham are on paper.
And last season.
Can do in Middlesbrough, who are on a little bit of a lull after their little early season good form. And I just think Middlesbrough away from home as well are going to struggle. So therefore, I'm tipping West Ham.
I think if Middlesbrough are smart in this game, at least in the opening 20 minutes, they'll go hell for leather at West Ham and try to put them on the back foot, and just try and drive them away. I don't know if they're going to do that. I'm going 1-0 to West Ham.
I'm actually going 2-0 to West Ham.
Really? Okay. I don't mind that pick, to be honest. I mean, West Ham's still a team that, when they perform, there's goals in them.
Antonio and Payet can definitely do it.
Yeah, and they have done it.
Not Zanzi, what's his name?
Zaza.
No, the guy, the Italian.
Yeah. Isn't it Zaza or whatever his name is?
Is it Zaza? Okay.
Yeah, Zaza or whatever it is.
He's good. So
he's been appalling so far,
They've got the talent there. How are they not winning anything? Come on!
It's a strange one.
Straight up. They lose this match,
then they're in real trouble.
Huge trouble.
Then I mean, what's happened since they've moved to the Olympic Stadium?
Well,
something.
Capitulation.
No, but I mean, but something mentally there has gone terribly, terribly wrong. I mean,
I think it's a little bit of a couple of the wrong things all going wrong at once. I mean, like we said about the defense has kind of fallen off that cliff.
Yeah.
They needed to strengthen it and they didn't.
Yeah, and that's
I think
been
they
a
were
problem
so focused on throwing money at Payet to stay.
They were.
That they kind of forgot that there was and Antonio was a great buy. But I just think
last season.
Yeah, but I mean, they've not been thinking defensively.
Yeah, well, considering they normally play him at right back now, that's a problem.
True.
That's a problem. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Manchester United versus Stoke.
Yeah, United.
What are your thoughts?
United, obviously.
Well, by what do you think?
I mean, 12. No, I'm
wow,
that's a joke.
Not even I would go for 12.
No. But I think I can see United, doing Stoke in handsomely. I mean, I think 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
I just think Stoke will get a goal. I just think Stoke will keep doing that.
You think
they'll keep leaking? They'll keep leaking.
Yeah. I am going to go with a 4-0. It's at Old Trafford. It's at Old Trafford.
3-1. You're not that good all the time.
Yeah, but I think we're going to be that good against Stoke.
No, because I think you'll rest some players.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here's my caveat.
If
we
caveat.
No. I'm going to tip it.
Okay.
I'm going to tip it. No, my tip stands. But here's just my little. That. No. But here's my little caveat. Right. If Rooney starts, it'll be the worst 1-0 in the world to watch. Okay.
You're a whinger.
How's that a whinger?
He's going to start him in central attack, and I think he's going to rest Ibra and he's going to rest Rashford.
Nah, they'll rest them in the
Why would you rest them against the worst team in the league right now?
The stupid European competition that no one cares about.
Europa League.
Yeah, that one. Didn't you win that once?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, we win stuff. We've won more European Cups than you have.
That is very true.
So you can leave.
That's... What?
Yeah, get out.
Yeah, well, then I'll just stay in England with my Brexit campaign since I've got more Premier League titles. Apparently.
Brexiter.
Why am I making jokes about myself now? This is turned on me in a terrible way.
Because you're essentially Australia's Donald Trump. You're not even scared that you're
Jesus.
a racist.
Wow. I don't know how I can dig myself out of this hole that I've somehow found myself in here. What am I doing down here?
Well, you're sticking with 4-0. Okay.
I'm just for the sheer stupidity of it.
Okay,
I'm going to stick with it.
I look forward to next week.
Please. How about Leicester at home versus Southampton?
This is a tricky one.
Yeah?
I mean, your heart instantly says, well, Leicester should probably do this.
They should bounce back.
But Southampton look good now.
They do look good.
After that early season,
well, they were still
themselves.
bringing in new players. They had a new manager. Buffal's coming to the team and looks okay.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like, where's Wally went to India and found himself. I think
Right,
that's what's happened to them. I say
Right.
Where's Wally because they've got the stripes.
Yeah, I get it. No, it was a good
Yeah.
reference. I
Yeah.
did actually get it. It was
Found
good.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're finding their identity.
Yeah, and they found Charlie Austin again. They're playing him up front. He
Have a
looks
focal
fantastic. Yeah.
You got people like Ward Prowse feeding him. You got Wayne.
Yeah.
You've got I was going to say Wayne. It's not Wayne. It's
Redmond.
No, central midfield. Come on, he's owning that central midfield at Southampton right now.
You've lost me. I'm at a loss for once.
All right. Well, anyway, it'll come to me later.
Okay.
They're looking strong now.
That young kid from Bayern?
Yes.
Oh, I can't. It's Holby
or something like that.
I can't pronounce
He's looking
his
good
name.
too.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Yeah,
you can
he
see
is.
why Pep said he could be the future of Bayern
I think
Munich.
it's actually pronounced Yolby, maybe.
It could be. It's something ridiculous.
You know who? At least you know who I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah.
That was the point. They look now strong in midfield, strong in
do.
attack. The defense is now kind of balanced again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that Southampton are really going to trouble Leicester. But having said that, I'm tipping a Leicester victory.
Okay, what are you going with?
2-1.
2-1 to Leicester. It's so hard to... It's this weird sentimental
think
value where
they're
I
going
think
to bounce back.
Leicester kind of have to bounce back. And I think they still have at least top 7 potential in them.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is the kind of game at home, if they can't win this, all of a sudden they are in a bit of trouble this season.
I'm not shocked if this is a draw, though, by the way.
Yeah,
Not shocked.
neither would I. But I'm still going to go with you, actually, and tip 2-1.
Just seems right.
There's something about it. It just seems right.
It seems right, Brian.
Yes.
It feels right.
It feels right. All right, well, let's move on to the last game of the round. Burnley versus Arsenal. What are your thoughts?
Do I need to articulate my thoughts? It's going to be Arsenal.
Okay. You don't think this is going to be one of those games where they slip up?
Nope, I don't.
You don't give Burnley credit for last week and think they'll be stoic and maybe put in some good headers and maybe nick a goal 1-0?
They could totally nick a goal, but then Arsenal will score 406. No.
Yeah, they are in that kind
They
of
look in
form.
that mood.
Do you think Arsenal might rest players, though,
For
maybe?
sure. I mean, it's Champions League as well.
That's
that
what
week.
I mean.
So, yeah, they'll rest players, but it doesn't matter. They could rest the whole first team and probably still win the game.
Oh, that's harsh, man.
I have Burnley pegged for relegation, and
Yeah.
I think that Arsenal will do them, even at Turf Moor,
Oh, so
where they are a lot tougher.
They are. They're a really good team at home.
Yeah, I think the only thing... Yeah, they beat Liverpool 2-0 in a match that so easily could have been 8-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I don't buy into the whole, they beat Liverpool, therefore they will beat Arsenal at home.
No, I agree with you.
It's, for me...
Okay, so what score are you
thinking?
thinking?
Arsenal win. I think they'll do them 3-0.
3-0?
Yeah. I think they're in that kind of mood.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with 2-1 to the Arsenal.
Oh, 2-1, you lose.
What, you don't like 2-1?
You're such a...
What's wrong with 2-1?
It's a nothing answer.
How's that? Well, it's an answer.
You just knew. You know that Arsenal's going to do better than that.
I honestly think at Turf Moor, they might struggle a little bit, depending on how many players they rest, obviously.
Look, if Burnley puts everyone behind the ball like they did against Liverpool, yes, Arsenal, because Arsenal famously love to walk it into the net. But having said that, I also think that Arsenal look a little bit more able to score from more places.
Yeah, they do this season. Yeah, Xhaka alone.
He adds that
he
threat.
does. He does add some good threat.
Walcott can score from outside the box.
Yeah,
he can. He
definitely can.
But I also think people like Sanchez are going to be a handful.
Yeah,
he's going to be dragging
amazing.
defenders.
Yeah, he will. He will definitely try and drag them out so Arsenal can get into that space and behind.
And like I said,
I definitely think they'll win.
Liverpool could well have beaten them 2-3 and 4-0.
They could have.
Because they hit the post and all of that. So I think that Arsenal
statistically they didn't.
I think
statistically they did.
They won't be as profligate.
I'm just saying statistically.
And I will say they lost the match. I don't say that they won it.
Yeah. And I'm just...
My example is to explain how I think Arsenal won't make the same mistakes, will be more clinical, and will take the victory.
Well, there you go. Well,
so you can take
then just put me in my place.
Yeah. you can take that attempt, turn it sideways.
Oh, we're going down the rocks path. Yeah. And stick it straight up somewhere. Fair enough. Thank you there, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Hey, before we wrap up this podcast, I wanted to just really quickly touch on what's happened with Sam Allardyce.
Oh, I was waiting for you to ask me this because Fat Cat Sam.
What a great term.
We talked about it off air. That's where this term came from. Remember those political satire cartoons?
Yeah.
You know, the stuff you'd see in those big American newspapers.
Yeah. Like the New Yorker.
Times or the New Yorker, exactly. Those real biting satires.
Yeah.
I just picture, Big Sam sitting there with, he's laughing. He's got his big top hat on, his monocle. They're parodying like the guy from Monopoly, Mr. Monopoly sort of thing, and he's kind of laughing. He's the big corporate fat cat.
Yeah,
just laughing away, going, that just seems who Sam Allardyce is.
Yeah.
So when you asked me about this, you said, "Oh, were you shocked by it?" And I said to you, honestly, not at all.
Can I tell you the caricature I see when I see Fat Sam? I see a really overweight guy sitting in a chair with a napkin draped across his kind of chest there, and he's just been eating too much of the football world, and the caption reads, "Finally bit off more than he can chew."
Oh, that's beautiful.
Fat Cat Sam.
Can we do it? Is there an artist?
Yeah, is there a caricaturist out there that can do that? Because that would actually be brilliant.
We'll send it to the New Yorker.
We'll send it to the New Yorker. We'll all be famous.
Studs up.
Probably more you than us, but even still, that would be amazing.
Studs up does New York.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, let's go to New York. No, that's a different discussion than we should have off air.
100%. The guy looks corrupt to me. Like, he smells corrupt.
Okay.
I just think if there was going to be... Look, I mean, you might not have liked Roy Hodgson, but seemed like a really nice guy, right? The only other person I could see taking these things on the side was Sven-Göran Eriksson. He seems like...
Harry Redknapp.
Harry Redknapp. Cut from the same cloth, those two.
Both from the old school, yeah.
Yeah, cut from the same cloth. That's a very good call.
Yeah, the interesting thing, I mean, this might have happened, by the way, by the time you listen to this podcast. Can the FA do anything but fire him? Like, he's got to go, right?
Surely there's no recourse here other than
By the way,
if
you don't actually know what's happened here, he basically got caught out by the Daily Telegraph in the United Kingdom, saying to a bunch of businessmen that, hey, third-party ownership of players and transfer rules in the Premiership is something we can get around quite easily. If you give me $400,000, I'll happily tell y'all how to do it. I am paraphrasing that slightly for simplicity. Obviously, you can go and read the article. It's actually great. Just go on the Daily Telegraph website in the UK. Have a look at it if you want. It's brilliant. It's a great piece of journalism, if not a bit underhanded.
On our website as well.
Well, there you go. So you can go to studsup-football.com if you don't want to, waste the time going to the Daily Telegraph. Don't know why you would, but sure. It's fascinating. What else could they do? He kind of has to go, doesn't he?
He has to go. For me, he's already gone. He has to. And P.S. I'll be so happy because I don't even like that idiot.
Yeah.
I want him to be gone. I say they should pay everything they can and get Benitez away from Newcastle. Get him.
He would be an amazing manager. Yeah, he would be
perfect.
amazing. I would personally, because he's a free agent, I think, I'd go for Laurent Blanc.
Oh, he'd be great.
Yeah.
He'd be good. I think he'd bring some culture.
Yeah, I'd actually really like him in that team. I think he'd bring through Rashford and Kane and Sterling, and all of a sudden you'd see a really nice mix. But we'll see what happens there.
He convinced Pogba to change nationalities.
Hey, Pog, come over here. It's Italian, but whatever. Look, I just wanted to bring that up before we finish the podcast because it's such a massive news story.
I'd love to hear what you guys think about that, though.
Yeah.
Out or in? I mean, can he come back from this? Guys, write into us, please.
Yeah, go to our page, Studs Up, on our Facebook page. We'd love messages. We'd love comments. We'll have articles up there that you can comment on for us. It'd be great. Obviously, we'd love it if you listen to this podcast and either comment it or give us some likes. And while I'm doing this, I may as well wrap it up. Simon says, thanks so much for joining us this week. I've been Garfield, and we'll see you